named Charlie Blue gave us a clue. They arrived in Milan with nothing to do, and the French controlled the air, disguised themselves too in apparent wealth. They made the veil go away.
It's about time. The Krogans have arrived. It's about time. The Krogans have arrived.
Dr. Mallory, he had the flow, and ducks have no echo, and the grows know. They told the congregation that 1 and 1 is 3, relief's in sight, and we're the enemy of pain. Get in touch with Charlie Blue. He has got all the clues. Don't play that note, or the Growins arrive. Don't be a fool, come back and hide. They took the dope out of dope, and you see, virtue prevails, and they left it like me. I said,
About time. The Krogans have arrived. It's about time. The Krogans have arrived.
Woo! Here we are, live from the Rope-a-Dope room, as live as it gets. Some Zoom problems this morning. Seems like it's always something, waiting for Mr. Fabian Brown to join us. Welcome back to the Rope-a-Dope Countdown. Mr. Brown, how are you?
I'm here. I'm doing great, Louis. How are you?
Good. Just a little bit behind schedule this morning. That's what happens when you show up early. We started out with Colonel Bruce Hampton. Why? Because Atlanta, Georgia is on my mind today for many reasons. Could well be that the fate of the United States of America is in the hands of Georgia voters on this Tuesday, and I'm hoping for the best. But also, I watched the Jimmy Carter documentary last night. Absolutely fascinating because I lived through that. I was too young to vote in '76, but my first vote was for the man. And it was really interesting at the time because, you know, in popular culture, this may be hard to believe in 2020, but in popular culture, one of the biggest drawbacks to Carter in his first run before he was elected president was that he was a religious man. And there was negative stories about that in the press, about keeping religion and politics separate. Big change when we got to 1980, and Ronald Reagan's talked up religion quite a bit as well. So that became more of the discussion. But and of course, there's a lot of shady things that were happening. If you want to look into your history, check into the raid to free the hostages that was aborted, but also they talk about electronic or equipment failure as part of that, operation being suspended. But you will also note somewhere, and we need to check sources, but check it and let us know. I believe that the Iranians were tipped off by somebody inside the United States government at the time. So, and then the day of the inauguration, I think, or the day after, the hostages were freed. So it all just seemed kind of shady. But the coolest thing that I didn't notice, and this documentary runs it down, is how much Phil Walden from Capricorn and the Allman Brothers and all of the musicians were involved in supporting him. I mean, there's footage in there of Bob Dylan, talking about Jimmy Carter. There's footage, lots of Greg Allman footage, and even some later discussion from Greg Allman, and some beautiful scenes of Dizzy Gillespie, Ron Carter, and others playing. He even got Dizzy Gillespie pulls Carter up on stage to quote sing Salt Peanuts, right? Because he was a peanut farmer, so he had him do it. He says, now hold on. He goes, I just have one question for you. Will you go on the road with us? And Carter responds and says, after tonight, I might have to. But just check it out if you can. Amazing footage. And, I won't give it away, but there's Bob Dylan, not set to endorse anyone, gives a great endorsement of Jimmy Carter towards the end of the documentary. And he does it by quoting Leonard Skinner lyrics, which is stunning to me. Really amazing. And we may be on the verge of a next chapter of history with that, with voters from Georgia bringing some sense back to our politics, and reclaiming democracy on behalf of all of us. And so thanks to everybody who's voting down there today. We get sidetracked. We do have some stuff from Atlanta, Georgia on the show today, which is, I don't know how this happened. The stars aligned, but we have upcoming music from Groot, Brandon Boone and crew down there, Daniel Watanis, and others, and also from Brenda Nicole Moore today. So two Atlanta bands represented in today's show. So let's jump in, sir, shall we? And I'll work on this camera issue.
No worries. I think we're going to start off the program with a track from Nierfelder's album, and I'm going to call the album 2, Roman numeral 2.
Yep, second.
We're going to start off with the track titled Big Swing.
Let's jump in. Let's dive in. All right, we are back. Welcome back. Lewis here at the Rope-a-Dope Room. This is the Rope-a-Dope 2020 countdown, and we're running down albums that we released in 2020. That is the impeccable, amazing Mr. Nir Felder, showing the mastery of his instrument. Incredible, as well as some incredible soulful soulful groove there.
And we had Neerfelder writing all the songs, producing. In fact, Neerfelder was, if you listen to the album, you could dig in on his mandolin playing, his banjo playing, his electric guitar playing, his key bass playing, Fender Rose playing, his theremin playing. He's also accompanied by Matt Penham on acoustic bass and Jimmy McBride on drums. It's a deep album, man. Because it's one of those albums that you got to take a few different passes on, and every time you're hearing something, you're discovering something new. Especially when you have the headphones on those.
Yeah, I did pop the headphones on in the middle just to check the sound on the feed, and I almost forgot where I was and ended up lost in that. We got to keep this moving, though. Do want to say we shipped out one box of the big bag of dope, which turns out to be a big box of dope, which is okay. You know, I was anticipating a complaint, but I think it'll be all right. We're going to get ready for the others. So I just want to remind people, share this, let people know what we're doing here. We may end up just doing this all year. So share it, and your name goes in the ring to get a box of Rope-a-Dope swag. Just so you know, so I found, like, I dug back in and I found like a few glossy photos, 3x5 or 4x6 of like Robert Randolph, like close up from the Word session. So I threw in a CD with the Word, and a couple other goodies went in there as well. So just there are lots of little things laying around here. Some New Orleans stickers, some Detroit Experiment stickers, just little things that have been in the archives. So that's good.
Literally a bag of dope.
Pretty much. All right, let's go south of the border. This one I love because I like surfing. I like surf rock, but this is really interesting the way they put the Spanish Mexican tip on this. La Pingos.
That was pretty good. That was Mr. Adam Ahuja with the flow down that we just heard. Adam Ahuja on keys and vocals, Pablo Iluchans on drums, percussion, Gava Gorski on guitar and background vocals, Lovato Thomas on bass, and on that vocal track, who we heard from is Shir Kala on vocals. And right before that, we went down south to Mexico City, and we heard La Pingos Orchestra. And I'm gonna try my best, Lewis, on these names. You know, I try my best, right?
Just take your time. Take your time. Work through it.
All right, we're gonna work through these names, right?
All right.
I'll tell you a story a little bit later. We have Marco Gregorio on acoustic bass. We have Christian Bastusta on violin. Claudio Gadia on drums, percussion. Geraldo Castnu on guitar. Edgar Estrada on clarinet. And on trumpet, we heard from Jose Guadalupe Lara. And we have some special guests on that. You know, Todd Clouds are bringing some phenomenal, amazing music from Rope-a-Dope Sir on the program. And Lewis, I'm working on my pronunciations every single day.
You're making progress, sir. You know, we should probably rehearse more, but you know, what the heck? We're just winging it. The flow down, Adam Ahuja bringing great music. You know, 2021 is the year of the imprint. Like, these guys are just bringing the best stuff, you know. I mean, my job is done. I don't even need to be involved in this stuff anymore. I'm just going to go on camera and embarrass myself every day and let them do the work. Great stuff. Love that Mexican surf guitar. That was, you know, that kind of, you know, I was surfing in Mexico while that was playing in my mind. 2020 countdown. We're here counting down the records that we released in 2020, and all of this stuff is available. You can go to downloads.ropeadope.com. Make sure you look at the top. There are links, names of each of the imprints that are artist run and associated with Rope-a-Dope are there. This is independent music, progressive music at its finest, if I may say so, and I did. And we are counting on your support. We're counting on you to connect. You know, just throw some comments in. Tell us what you think. We will be picking a winner for a big bag of dope, some gems from the Rope-a-Dope archives here each week. And let's take a journey back to Atlanta. I was going to go. No, let's take a journey to Los Angeles. I'm going to go with my original input. I'm going to switch the order. Let's talk with Narducci. Then we're going to flip back to Atlanta with Groot. All right, we're back. We started it off with.
We started off with Narducci from in LA, not from LA, but in LA, and we heard the track "I Am Free," featuring Aki Burmis on vocals. We had Orbel Bayan on guitar and Brandon Eugene Owens on bass. Narducci composed, arranged, and played multiple instruments throughout that whole entire album. I really dig this cat, man. He has that jazz, saxophone background, but didn't stop there. He's all up and down and into the production and the different styles and blending things. And then we just heard. We went from LA to Atlanta, Louis, and we just heard from Group with their track. Oh, I'm sorry, I lost the track order here.
Spoons.
With their track Spoons. From Groot, yeah, awesome. Those cats from LA. We have Morgan Gruen on drums. We have Brandon Boone on bass, Patrick Arthur on guitar, Aves Burrows on saxophone, Daniel Lentons on trombone,
Daniel White-Tennis
on trombone and keys, DeShiel Smith on vocals, Kirby Williams, Kebby Williams on saxophone, and some others. Again, from Atlanta, these cats, they're hard-working, man. Very hard-working cats, and great album that was released on July 31st of this year, Louis.
Both great albums. Let's stay in Atlanta. Our thoughts, our minds, our hearts are with Atlanta and the state of Georgia today. Thank you all for the great music, but also for your voter participation on this first Tuesday in 2021. The divine Miss Brenda Nicole Maurer.
Show me the way to find you. Please show me the way right away. Show me you will be my guide. Help me find the way right away. Help me find the way. Help me find the way. Find the way. Show me the way. Please show me the way right away. Every day's a miracle. Life is sometimes so short. Take some time to find what life is showing you. Tomorrow brings a brand new day. Nothing bad lasts always. Rest assured that you will find your way. Rest assured you'll find your way. Rest assured you'll find your way. Choices that we often make, sometimes they may be mistakes, but it's a beautiful lesson if we listen. Blessings come to open minds. Listen to the voice inside. Rest assured that you will find your way. Rest assured to find your way. Rest assured to find your way.
oh man, oh man. We had Terry Young Gully, Jeffrey Kaiser, Benjamin Shepard, Bob Reynolds saxophone, Curtis Taylor trumpet, another another slamming track from Greg Spiro, and what he's doing over there with his imprint, Tiny Records, recorded at the Tiny Room Sessions. Before that, we heard from Miss Brenda Nicole Moorer, and on that track, on that album, we had Kenny Banks Jr., Shay Marshall. We had Trevor Wolford on guitar, Billy Thornton on bass, and a slew of guests on that. So we went from LA to Atlanta to Atlanta to LA, Lotus. That was pretty slick.
Well, I want to draw some connections here. So first off, Jeffrey Keyser on that. Jeffrey also appears on the Jillian Margot record, Power Flower, that just came out in 2020, and we'll come back to that in a little bit. But back to Terry on Gully, he appears first in Rope-a-Dope Land on the Christian McBride Live at Tonic session. So I met Christian that night, and that was probably the first big Rope-a-Dope show that I went to. And it's funny, the liner notes on that record talk about it, freezing cold day in January 2004 maybe, and a line of people down the block. Like, you go down to the Lower East Side or to the Village, and it's just, there's nobody out. It's a quiet day in New York, and there's maybe like a Tuesday night or something, And then all of a sudden you turn the corner and there's just people everywhere just waiting to get into this show. And I remember Christian's manager at the time just being like, "How did you hear about this? How did you hear about this?" And everybody's like, Rope-a-Dope, Rope-a-Dope. I at the time, I had fancied that I would learn how to play guitar. I think I was 40-some at the time. I was like, I'm going to learn how to play guitar. And quickly found out that I was not any good at it. I remember taking the guitar. I bought a Martin, and I took it back to the store. I was like, I'm just, is action too high? Like, it's just not feeling. And he goes, well, just play a little bit. And I played, and he goes, oh, the guitar's fine. You suck. But he said, you should really try a different guitar, because everything you do wrong is going to just bounce around the room on this Martin. And so, fortunately, when you learn how to play guitar and you're older, you can afford a better guitar. So I bought a Guild and promptly did that wrong. But the reason I bring that up is because at the time that I had that Martin, I was playing around with different picks. So I went to this Live at Tonic show, and I had like 4 guitar picks in my pocket for some reason, because I left the house, and the pants were in there. Maybe I was playing before I left, I don't know. But I'm in the middle of this crowd, band's playing, and this cat runs up to me and goes, "Does anybody have a guitar pick?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I think I do." And I pull them out, and I had like different thicknesses because I wasn't sure what would work. And it was Charlie Hunter, and he goes, "That one, that's great, thank you." And he just grabs the pick and runs up on stage. And so I was like accidentally useful at that moment in time. I also want to point out that Terry on Gully has Atlanta connection as well. Nick Rosen's 2014 or 2015 album, Step Into the Light, features Terry on as well, and those guys are close. So it all kind of cycles around in the land that we've tapped into. And Groot, those are some serious cats, especially with Morgan Guerin, in the mix, because he's a genius. And there's a Colonel Bruce Atlanta connection. Of course, they're from Atlanta, but one of my favorite albums that we've ever released is the Colonel Bruce album, live at the Vista Room. And he does shout out Daniel Wytanis in the middle of the song. There was a time, and just you go back to that album. I mean, it is cooking. Like it is. Everything that Colonel Bruce talked about kind of comes together in those sessions. It's really, really stunning. And the Atlanta music scene is amazing. Brenda want to shout out Kari Cabral Simmons for being a central figure there in Atlanta, bringing people together down at 800 East Studios. I've been down there a few times, and these are folks who they just live in it, man. They're dedicated to just continually making great music, and I'm just happy to be along for the ride, man. It's awesome.
I love it, Lewis. I mean, I don't know how I don't know how the magnet of Rope-a-Dope happens, on how these phenomenal people and artists and musicians keep coming this way, but it is sure some great ear candy for me and for some others as well too.
I'm not sure either, but I have to say, I think just this winging it, just never knowing for sure, and just trying different things and let the musicians run, sail the ship and just tend to the oars, I guess, and just let it flow. But it's a series of moments in time that bring all this together. They're doing the heavy lifting, and we're just happy to be on board. So thanks to all the musicians, thanks to the fans in 2021. We definitely want to connect more fans, so please do comment, communicate with us. Musicians want to hear at this time more than anything from you, music lovers. Want to just shout out a customer today, or a fan, Wesley Hazelton. Wesley Hazelton? Uh-oh, I might have that wrong. I hope so. I think Hazelton might be the town that he lives in, but at any rate, he knows who he is. A big Escaper fan. Really kind words for the label in his communication and support. So big appreciation there. What do we got coming up for tomorrow, sir?
Well, in fact, while we're on shout-outs, I want to shout out a fan who's literally in the room right now. Not in the room, but on the Facebook room. In the room, I guess, the virtual room.
This is where we live.
Say it again?
This is where we live.
Yeah, the virtual room now. But I'm chatting back and forth with Tron Maddox. He's just, shouting out. He also loves Lakeisha Benjamin's CD. He's giving Christian Scott props. He hopes he wins at this year's Grammy Awards. And all that stuff's important, guys. The connection between the artist, the musician, and the fan, bringing all these people together is just it's just a beautiful thing when you see it in real time. And to answer your question, coming up tomorrow, I mean, listen, every day you show up on this program, you're going to get some good stuff. We have music coming from the Analog Players Society, some more Greg Spiro, Mono Neon, oh my goodness, Jay French, we have Chris Myers, we have Hugh and Richard Bennett, we have Lido and Javon, all coming up tomorrow on episode 11. We'll be here at 9:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time to share some great music from some great artists.
All right, cue up the coffee, and we'll see you tomorrow. Mr. Fabian Brown, thank you for doing what you do. Appreciate you.
Thanks, Lewis. I'll see you guys.
Thank you.